Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Dr. Brett Ledley, and thank you very much for checking this out. There are a couple of things, several things I want to get right in this video. And most of the times I want to get the biggest message I want to get across is the importance of health from a perspective that we can live the greatest life possible and have the most fulfilling life, and why that's important, and why when we look at building our health to make sure that you are the greatest person that's showing up in your life, ensuring that you can live the most amazing life possible for you, and that health or the lack of health is not preventing that and hindering your development. So I'm going to share a screen here with you to illustrate this. So bear with me with this. So if you have a look here, I have a very basic graph that's going to be showing our lifespan. Now, on the bottom, our lifespan is how long we're going to be living. And on the other axis is our health span, which means how healthy we're going to be living. And that means cognitive and physical function, how well our brain is working and how well our body is working, not necessarily how we're feeling. And that's function or capacity. So when we have a look at that, the importance is to understand that cognitive function is an important part of health. One of the leading causes of death in the world at the moment is dementia and loss of cognitive function, brain function, and brain capacity. So if we have a look at this basic graph, you will see most of us are born with a really high level of function in terms of our body and our potential and our capacity as human beings. And with time, progressively, our health and function tend to decrease to the point where our blood pressure drops to 0 and we die. So a lot of the times we are not understanding that this is through creating degeneration, things that we do each and every day, every hour, every month, every year. We are either creating a body that's working really efficiently or one that is degenerating. So we call these stressors, and I'm going to go through these now at a later stage, but these are the things that cause our body to deteriorate or to degenerate, disintegrate, and pretty much lose function. When we have a look at how we are doing from a health perspective, a lot of the times you'll see that the medical fraternity is able to enhance that at the end of our lives to a little degree so that we get a little bit more life, that the medical fraternity can prolong our life. When we have a look at the true way that I really want to create health is to make sure that we are doing things to enhance that line further and further and further and further, and that our decline is relatively steep to the end of our life. Okay, so the difference between that is people that live longer, usually we have a look at health span as well as lifespan. Now, what I want to do is to show you that if we take it at approximately the 50% mark when we're having a look at function, you will see here very clearly that at that time in our life, because this is time, that our actual time in our life, our lifespan is reduced comparatively. But you'll also see that the time spent in disease or in degeneration is relatively high. So that means that we live long time on chronic medications, under the care, in and out of hospitals, in and out of doctors' rooms, in and out of surgery, all of the things that a decreased cognitive and physical function lead to. If we take that line a little bit further onto the healthy line, you will see that this period here is relatively short. where we are on the chronic degenerative medication in frail care homes and all of that. So it's very, very important to understand that the things that we do each and every day have a dramatic effect in resisting our decline. So everything we do each and every day is always going to be this play between the stressors and what we call resistance. Things that are resisting our decline, to stop our body degenerating, disintegrating, dysfunctioning. So it's very important to get the big picture here. And there are very, very clear and obvious things that we know, and sometimes even 5-year-olds know what it is going to take to live the green line versus the red line. So it's important to understand why health is important, because in that last part, if you have a look at the section between these two lines, it's important to understand the actual function and quality of life and our fulfillment and value in life is severely restricted if we compare those two things. Physically, we are unable to be doing things, prone to falls, and our life is changed through what we can do, let alone our cognitive decline. So it's very, very important to understand that. When we have a look at the specific things that cause the decline, I'm going to show you the next graphic that we've come up with is very important to understand. There are 3 major stressors in our lives, and 2 of them are lumped together, and I'm going to take you through this. The first thing is to understand that there are certain things that we do that create degeneration, that stress our body. And you're not going to necessarily disagree with this. These are simple things. If you go through severe stress in life, death of a loved one, moving, financial stress, all of these things have a severe effect on our physiology, and it's common knowledge that these things cause degeneration. Okay, if you take injuries, falling off bicycles, knocking your head, soccer players headering, Muhammad Ali, all of these things also create physical and cognitive degeneration, including if we toxify the body. So in a chemical way, so physically, chemically, and emotionally, we know that there are things that are going to be doing to our body, our mind, and our spirit that decrease our body's ability to function optimally and the capacity that our body and our brain has. Okay. In the same sense, there are things that we do that we know increase our body's ability to regenerate, integrate, and function optimally, and the capacity that our body and our brain has. So having a look at mental well-being, this is like stress management, doing things that you love, meaning in life. I'm going to have a look a little bit more at that. But a very, very important thing to understand is looking after our mental capacity and our, not our state of mind, because that's static, but our mind space, the space that we are in from a psycho-emotional point of view. We know that nutrition is very important from a physical and a cognitive point of view, and we know that regular exercise is as well. One of the least spoken about things is rest and sleep. Those are the 4 things that we have a look at outside of chiropractic care. So when you have a look at chiropractic care, it is a major thing to understand that all of these things have an ability to either allow us to function better or to function worse. And when the physiology is not working optimally, we know for a fact that brain and body are not in a state of adaptability. So chiropractic has a huge impact in creating a far greater state of integration in the system. The body's regenerating, healing more efficiently, and chiropractic people are able to function far greater than people whose nervous systems are under pressure. So chiropractic is a major part of bringing this all together. There are very few professions in the world that are going to be able to talk to you with all of these things in mind. So those are the 5 major things, starting with chiropractic being at the center of it, because you need someone to be able to guide you through all of these things. And this is what we are hoping to do here, is to guide you so that you know what you need to be doing so that you show up as the best you possible. I want to be the best me possible for my family, for my children, for my environment, for my animals, for my community here. I want to make sure that my participation on this planet is going to be maximized. And in order for that to happen, I need to make sure all of these factors are properly addressed. Okay, so when I have a look at those, remember it's going to be those 4. Now, what I want to go into is a little bit deeper in terms of the identity that you need to take on in order to be making the decisions to be doing all of the right things. So all of these things are interlinked. Now, a lot of people know what they need to do in order to be healthy. So do they? And then why are 60 to 80% of South Africans and people in the developed world walking around with chronic degenerative conditions? They're going to die prematurely from preventable diseases. This is going to help you understand why, because it's convenience and it's difficult to do all of these things, because in the developed world, it is far easier to be doing all the convenience things. And, oh, I just felt like it. So be very aware. So what I want to talk about is this simple pyramid. So when we have a look at the top part, we're going to have a look at what it is that we need to do to create success in our life. And I'm not just talking about health. I'm talking about our life success, and our health impacts on that, and how you're going to manage that, and who you need to be in order to show up with this. So in order to get success, let's call this fulfillment, and let's call it a valuable life. So a life that is valuable, and a life that is lived with true value. So a few things that need to happen in order to do there, to get there, is we're going to call it the do. And this is your strategies, and in terms of your procedures, what you need to do in order to get that success. Okay. And when we talk about the do, that is the little triangle that we've had, that I've showed before, with the 4 stressors versus resistance. That is the do. You will know that these are the things that you need to do in order to be healthy. Now we can break each of these down. What do I need to eat? How long must I exercise? What kind of exercise? How long must I sleep for? What does stress mean? What does stress management mean? What is all of that? So that goes a little bit deeper, but for now, it's just a big picture thing. So having a look at that, that is the do. Things that we know and actually can be measured. And these are actions. Things that you can see people doing. It's not philosophy, it's not mind, it's not ideas. These are actual actions that people take on and participate in that get them to be healthy and successful from a health perspective, that they can live a valuable life. So the question is always, what is it that you need to be doing in order to be the best you possible through health, body, mind, and spirit, that you can be showing up as the best you possible? Now, underneath all of that is what we call the who. Now, this is your identity. Who do you need to be in order for you to do these things? Now, this is where the crux of it comes, because as you'll see, the bottom part of the pyramid is far more work to be done to lay the foundation for you to do the things necessary for you to show up in life in the best way possible. Okay, and this is where all the groundwork needs to happen. So at the base of this is our beliefs. Things that we believe in, our values in life. What do you value? What is important to you? So that you can be managing what you need to be doing each time. From a health and wellness perspective, it is, what do you need to be showing up as? Who do you need to be showing up as? Do you want to be a tyrant when it comes to exercise? Do you want to be calm and collected? All of these things. The next level is purpose. So I don't want to go into this in too much detail, but if we're having a look at getting success in life, the purpose needs to be a big, hairy, audacious sort of goal so that you know what you need to be. If you take and you extrapolate yourself, if you carry on the life that you're living, let's say it's not so healthy and you're not getting the do quite right, what are the implications of that? Where are you going to head? So I was coaching someone the other day and he said, it's going to be a complete mess. If I carry on like this, I'm going to pick up the weight that I've lost. I'm going to get to a really, really bad place in my life. And life is going to be pretty horrible. So I said, okay, cool. So that's the two paths. If you're at a certain place, you're making a choice to go one way or go the other way. The one way is usually going to be filled with success, and the other way is usually going to be filled with disappointment. Okay, and that happens now for you to make decisions based on who you want to be showing up in the world and how that's going to be changing what it is that you do. Your actions are going to be determined by your choices as to how to be behaving. This is behavior. The third part of this is called psychology. So it's our feelings. Most of the times, our decisions are made through our limbic system. And that's why so many times you have to understand why people are making poor decisions, eating badly, eating the wrong things, and then doing the things that are not taking them to success. And I go into deep understanding of this to indicate how important it is to know that feelings are not a good way of judging whether things are right, because our brain is built for survival and for prolonging the species, for not dying and for making babies. So if everything that we do is based on our feelings, most of the times we've got to be aware that those are not taking us in the right direction. So we've got to be very cognizant of our feelings and how those are also driving what actions we are taking. Because a lot of the times when we are basing it on feelings, I'd far rather drink a Coke than to drink really nice water, because that would be the one that we're going on feelings. And we all know that drinking Coke is not going to be taking us to the successful thing. And it may not happen right now, but you spend a lifetime of drinking Coke and it is going to have a detrimental effect on your health. So if we have a look at that, one of the things that I want to make sure that you do is I want you to have a look at who you need to be in order to get you to that place. Showing up there and be creating the happy, healthy you so that you can be in the best state possible and showing up so that you can be successful. So if we have a look at this going forward, what is it that you need to do from a strategic point of view to get this going? The first thing I want you to do is to create a vision. Now, your vision is going to be what your success looks like. Okay? What does success look like? For me, 85 kilograms, being able to do certain things. I don't want to get into that in too much detail, but what does your life look like when you're healthy and strong? Who are you? What is happening in your life? What are the things that you're achieving? So put your eyeballs, your vision into the future so that you can see exactly what your life looks like. And that needs to be a big process, a big process about how you can actually be successful in the world. So for me, it's going to be, I am healthy and athletic. I'm proud to be able to take my shirt off on the beach. I can go kite surfing. I can play 36 holes of golf. I can run. I can cycle. I can jump in waterfalls. I can jump off bridges, all of these things. And my mind is clear. I'm patient. I am able to help people, and I'm serving people in the greatest of my ability through my body and my mind. My cognitive and physical function and capacity are at the best that they can be. Okay, very important. The second thing I want you to do is to have a look at what your nightmare would be like. If you don't get this right, if you stuff this up and you're not doing what you need to do, what does that guy look like? Okay, what is that going to look like? Our brain is built to avoid pain greater than it's built to seek pleasure. So I want you to make sure you actually clearly define what a stuff up it's going to be if you do not get this right. So we talk about the nightmare. And that is actually part of your vision. So I'm actually going to say that that's part of your vision. Okay. The next thing I want you to have a look at when it comes to this is what are your beliefs about yourself and about life? Who do you need to be in order to do those things? So what is your identity? I've turned away many coaching clients because I don't think they're in the state that they need to be the right person in order for them to do what I can do. The recipe, I reckon, is easy. You have a look at this. You speak to a 5-year-old and you ask them, what does it take to be healthy? And I tell you, most of them are going to say, eat your vegetables, drink water, exercise, get good sleep. And they often forget the stress management and the state of mind, but they're getting so many right. So why then are we stuffing it up? So if we go then back to that, who do you need to be to do those things? So my identity is around my lifestyle. People know that I'm a guy that kite surfs, plays golf, mountain bikes. People know that when it comes to a party, I'm not going to be drinking. People know that my identity is around, I bring my own snacks to a party. I don't drink. The point is my identity is very closely linked. And the who that you need to be is so important. Who, this is the who that is showing up, making the decisions that then drive the do. So who do you need to be in order to do that? And that breaks down into your beliefs, your purpose. Why? Anybody heard of Simon Sinek? Start with why. Why do you want to be healthy? And that's going to go back to this. what that guy looks like when I get it right and what success looks like. Okay, so you can tie into that. Define your why. Okay, I want to be an example for my children. I want to make a difference in the world. How many times have you been to a doctor that is fat and overweight? Okay, I want to be the example that I can lead people through example to greater heights for their health. Okay, then the easy part. What do you need to do? You can score all of these, and there's a scoring system that we have. What is it that you need to do? Having done all of these things, I forgot feelings there. But the thing is, what are you going to be feeling in order to be doing what you need to do? So when we have a look at do, I'm going to start with, do you have someone, a person, who's going to be able to guide you through this? Then, sleep. Are you sleeping 7 to 9 hours per night, every night? Okay. Exercise. There are different levels for everyone. Are you moving responsibly? Nutrition. Are you toxifying your body or actually giving your body the optimum fuel for you to be strong for the rest of your life? And then mind space. What do you need to be doing to make sure that you're in the space that you need to be so that you can show up in the world as best as you can, so that your life can be as valuable as possible? That's pretty much it. There's a hell of a lot of detail if we go into this deeper and deeper and deeper. I don't want to go into determining whether it's 7 hours and I can survive on 6 hours. That's not for this. I want you to build your life so that in a year's time, you are significantly different. You are much better and you are showing up in a solid state. In South Africa, we have a term, yes, he's a solid guy. And we don't mean the props that are scrumming for the first team. We say he's solid. He's got his stuff together. So what are you going to need to do in this whole thing in order for you to show up the best for you first, for your family, for your friends, for your community, so that you can live the most valuable life possible? If there's anything you wanted to know, please get in touch with me. I'm very happy to help you and guide you along this, but there's a lot of work to be done to see through this process what it is that's going to take to get you there. So thank you very much. There I am back again. Have a look at that. Get in touch. This is work. You know, you don't get to be the sort of person without deep questioning and building. And I'm going to suggest every time, every year, I do this every 3 months. I have a look at my values, my lifestyle. Am I getting all of this right? So that I can turn around and go like, wow, that is a really valuable life that I'm creating. And I want to carve out this phenomenal life for me that I can turn around whenever that time is and I can go, wow, 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 well done. Thank you very much for listening. Get in touch if there's anything you want to ask, and get busy. You deserve it. You deserve it. I believe you deserve it. I believe in you, and I believe that you can do it. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.